here you are growing up in a family that really didn't have a whole lot, and all of a sudden all these major universities are knocking at your door, sending you letters that they want you to come to school and play football at their universities.
All these coaches coming into your living room and they're telling you how great you are.
They taste the coffee, whether it's good or not, you know what I mean? And my mom was showing them pictures when I was a kid.
Big-time college coaches, calling you, saying they want you here in a full-ride scholarship. It was crazy.
The whole process is crazy. Every day I'd run home and see what school, sent me something in the mail today, how many letters I can get in a day.
We feel like young superstars.
I felt so blessed. I felt lucky.
For me, it was tough, but, it just made me hungry and want to prove everybody wrong.
You don't believe it, really, until you sign a letter in intent.
Signing that letter, it was crazy. My dad all in there taking pictures and stuff, just knowing that I was finally going to go to college.
Give us just the opportunity of, a better life.
It's a lot of competition, man, going into your senior year, trying to get people to look at you for a scholarship. There's only so many spots,
There's so much competition.
Everybody won.
Guys are in the weight room in 8th grade preparing to go to college.
Everything is under a microscope.
It's really filled with a lot of false hopes, borderline lies.
2 coaches both told me that they weren't leaving and they wanted me to commit to their school, and both of them left the next day.
It's kind of surreal to look at it, how it is now than it was just 10 years ago.
The internet, social media.
The camps and combines.
Everything is evaluated.
There's just a lot of pressure, not only on the kid, but then the parents get caught up in all of it too.
It's so publicized now.
It's really become a huge media frenzy and really shows how big of a business it is at this point.
There's a lot of money, $1 million contracts on the line.
College football now is all about recruiting. No matter how good a coach you are, if you don't have the players, you're not going to win.
All these coaches, their jobs are on the line.
When a school lands a recruit over other schools, there's more to it than just football.
But these young high school kids and college kids are really just playing a game.
You have to win. It's all about winning.
It starts with signing day.
I'm Devon Blackman. I'm 17 years old and I'm a senior at Summit High School. My family is super cool. I wouldn't change my family. Like, everybody knows the drill when they come to this house. Like, you're gonna have a good time, you're gonna get told the truth, you're gonna get cracked on, we're gonna make you laugh. I want my family to be like that when I have a family.
My son, I've seen him grow into this funny, infectious young man who people love to be around, and I'm very proud of him.
She loves me to death. Like, I'm her boy,
When Devon was little, it was just him and I for a while. One thing that I realized was that his father was going to be in and out, if he was going to be around at all. So I started making sure that I was very careful about who I brought around him. I was also very careful to make sure he was involved in a sport, some kind of sport. I wanted him to have male figures in his life. And then when I got married, he had his father that's in his life now. They get along sometimes better than Devon and I get along because they don't like to hear me talking. Devon looks up to him a lot. So he has his dad. He could tell him pretty much anything. He's more laid back. I'm more of the,
Yeah, she's annoying smart. To the point where it's like, dang, how'd you know that? And she's like, 'cause I read and you didn't read it. And she'll look at you like you gonna read it? And I'll look at her back like, no, I'm not gonna read it. That's why you're here. So you can tell me, you're supposed to do this. This is what moms are supposed to do to their sons. But she's brilliant.
My name is Daniel Kessler. I play quarterback for Claremont High School, Claremont, California, and I'm a senior. The assumption when people hear the name Kessler around Claremont, it's like, oh yeah, he's a Kessler kid. we're just like a nice family, and everyone associates our name with like, oh, he's Mormon, so he's not gonna do anything wrong. He can't do anything bad. So I think that's a little stereotype that they come up with, which it doesn't bother me, but it's just funny.
Daniel is our sixth child, number 6, and he has just been a joy in our family.
Thank you so much for everything and all the food you collected. It's going to be a great help to the community.
For us, family is everything. My wife and I have 3 daughters and 3 sons.
I don't know, it's kind of like I've got a lot of examples that I can follow, you know, being the youngest. Everyone in our family has played sports. You know, my dad got drafted by the Cincinnati Reds. I think he was like the 22nd pick overall. My sisters played soccer. David played football and basketball. My oldest brother, Michael, he ended up actually going to BYU to play baseball. So everyone's pretty much into sports.
Daniel probably doesn't know anything other than being involved in sports. I think that's just a way of life for Daniel. The opportunity to use sports as a chance to interact with my sons and daughters, to take them to practice, to have those private conversations you can have when you're driving them, and to have that opportunity to share in their successes and then overcome the disappointments and the injuries and the surgeries that have happened in our family. That relationship that I've been able to build with them as the coach and the dad, that role that I've had in their lives, it's priceless. It's beyond anything.
My name is Aaron Allman. I'm from Fontana, California. My position is safety. I live with my mom and my dad. My dad lives in Diamond Bar, California. I see him very often. My mom is a big supporter of me on the football field. She comes to every game I'm at. So does my dad, deep in the stands. I know he's there.
My son, he is my baby, but he's the youngest. Just really mischievous, always running, just into stuff, always into stuff. I realized that I had to do something with him. So the first thing I did was I put him into soccer to wear him out. And I think Aaron wanted to do something a little bit more intense or a little bit more competitive.
I've always wanted to play football. My mom wouldn't let me because she thought I would hurt myself or break some bones.
I think he caught me at a weak moment. He was 12 years old and he's like, Mom, I really want to play football. And I said, okay. He was so excited. He would put on his stuff the night before. He would get really geared up and he would tell me I had to go to the store and get all this tape because he had to be all taped up. Whatever the college team had, he had to have that. From elbow pads to wristbands, headbands. He needed muscle milk, protein drinks. I was like, Aaron, it's not that serious. But of course, I'm running to different health food stores and stuff, getting him all the things he needed, of course.
Aaron enjoys being on the football field as much as he can. He doesn't care what position he plays. If he had to play center, he would. He studies the game. He's a student of the game. On a consistent basis, he's working out, running, lifting. He's just a serious athlete. He's the type of guy that if he wants something, he wants it. He's focused on it. And whatever it takes to stay at the top of his game, he's going to do it.
This is everything. I put all my heart, time and effort into football.
Everything I do is about football.
There's nothing like football, really. I wouldn't know how to go to school without playing football, honestly. I wouldn't know how to carry myself.
Just like with anybody, if you love being a teacher, you're gonna give your all to the students and make sure they learn because you love teaching. So since football, that's like what I love and my passion for it, then that's what I'm gonna give my all to.
It's an awesome thing just to get an opportunity to play football, I just want to just keep playing.
To just go to the next level and keep challenging myself, that's really what my dreams is.
I'm really playing for an opportunity to go and have a scholarship to a D1 school.
To have a scholarship from any of those major universities will take me to the next level where I need to be.
I want to be able to graduate from the university that I go to and earn a degree. That's probably the main priority. And then, try and have some fun with playing football, see where that takes me.
Once I get into the college of my choice, then I know that I can just go anywhere with it. That'll be my stepping stone to my major goal, which is going to the league. I just want to play the game that I love.
Put it like this, me and Coach Kutch always talk. And he said he was the chosen one out of his family. And so now everyone, his nephews and little brothers always look up to him and they want to go to college and all that. And I feel like God blessed me enough and chose me to uplift, my family.
Scholarships represent different things to different people. What people believe is important to them, that's what a scholarship means. Every area I've lived in or every area I've coached in, the scholarships are the prize.
In this community, some people, just to get to college, they need it.
It doesn't matter if you're a starter, if you're a backup. It's the goal for families and kids.
A lot of parents think if I could get my son and market him out there, he's going to automatically get a Division I scholarship, and that player just might not be a Division I athlete.
It is so hard to get a college scholarship.
It could be 1 inch that you're not tall enough, 0.2 of a second on the 40 that you're not fast enough.
Great high school athletes are a dime a dozen.
And the bottom line is there are worthy players that don't get to sign on signing day.
I think all the boys, like to feel like they're good enough to be a scholarship player.
To get a scholarship, that means you're really cream of the crop to me. It would just validate that he really is meant to play football or to do this.
If you've been blessed or gifted with a talent or given the opportunity to do things, God just don't put everybody in those positions.
For Daniel, really, the most important things he does in his life aren't going to be about football.
I can't pigeonhole Devon and say it's only going to be football or, that I want him to sign at the NFL. No, it may not. God may not want it to be that way.
My greatest hope, I just want him to be happy. I just want, of course, all parents want their kids to succeed, and it really doesn't matter what he does. I would love to see him play, but that's my son, so as long as he's happy. And I think doing something that you're happy doing is the greatest thing.
Make some good decisions here. Just remember one thing, all you student athletes that are in here. All right, college recruiting, 2 extremes happen. One end, unrealistic parent, unrealistic student athlete. They think they're going to play at the Division I level. The actual mathematical figure of student athletes that do get a fully funded Division I, and I don't care if it's fencing, cheerleading, badminton, bowling, golf, cross country, crew, water polo, is 0.8%. So for every 100 student athletes that participate in sport, one in 100 will ever be given this opportunity. That's reality.
Every year we have guest speakers that come in to explain the whole NC2A process, how to receive a scholarship.
There's more changes in these rules, face-to-face contact, evaluation period, home visits, paid visits, all that there's been in 50 years.
and I always get the same response when it's done. Parents are like, I didn't realize it was this much. It's a little overwhelming.
You need to learn how to play this game. You need to know the rules.
We do a lot for each kid to be prepared for the recruiting process. You know, we start off in their freshman year making sure they're taken care of academically. And then what you do, you know, you get them in the weight room and you play football. You need to actually get out there and perform. And you need to be bigger and stronger and faster. I tell kids in the recruiting process, it's all about height, speed, and grades. You know, and every recruiter I talk to, that's what it's about, height, speed, and grades, you know, as to whether or not they're going to recruit this young man. The colleges, if they really want you, they'll offer you a scholarship. They're able to say, we want to offer you a scholarship to come to our school, and typically it happens at the end of their junior year or the beginning of their senior year. But at that point, they're offering a scholarship verbally, and they can do a letter right now, but you know, verbal commitment can be broken at any time.
Early commitment, it's a verbal commitment, and it's not binding.
So somebody can offer you a scholarship, you can accept it, and the school can say, oh, never mind, or the player can say, never mind.
So it doesn't really mean anything until you get that signature on signing day.
Signing day is the first day somebody can officially sign.
On signing day, you sign a letter of intent. It's a contract that I'm going to go to this school and the school's going to pay for my education.
Division I football, all scholarships are full.
Everything's paid for. They're taking care of your food and your books and your tuition, your housing.
But college athletic scholarship is for 1 year. A lot of people don't understand that. It has to be renewed. A lot of big time programs, I blow out my knee, take a hike.
You guys, your parents here, you'll do anything humanly possible for the betterment of your child. Your son wants to play. Your daughter wants this opportunity. It's your responsibility.
You know, my concern is the student athlete, and this is about getting your education and going someplace that's the right fit for you.
The impact that that college, university, and primarily the coaching staff is going to have on your son or your daughter is going to impact them for the rest of their life. It's not about hitting the ball, kicking the ball, throwing the ball, tackling somebody. It's about finding the right match academically right out of the chute. It's about education. That's what this game is all about.
Hey, what's up, man?
What up, Coach?
I got a bunch of mail for you.
All right.
Dude, I feel like a dang postal service dude. Well, Devon, you know, he's one of the top speed guys that there is out there right now. Right here, the Alabama one. They had the game day invitation. Last I've heard, top 100, top 50, you know, in most websites. Rated number 20 in the nation by some sources. All right, man. Take care of that stuff. And if you need anything, let me know on this.
All right, Coach, I will.
Hey, take care of that math grade. You know.
All right, Coach.
The kid can just flat out play and he can run.
He's one of those kids, lights, camera, action, he finna show out.
He was an all-league quarterback as a freshman. His second year as a sophomore, he was league MVP. As a junior, he was first team all-league, first team all-CIF. When he goes to camps, he's the fastest kid or one of the fastest kids at every camp.
Put on his hurdle tape, the kid runs 13.9 as a sophomore. He's in the state finals as a sophomore.
Did the same thing his junior year.
You have a high-profile athlete that's been all over the country, that's being wooed by, you know, the guys they see on TV every Saturday.
He got Nick Saban on the phone. Say, hey, have you heard of me? And he goes, sure, I've heard of you. You're on the top of our list.
USC has already scheduled 2 appointments. I'm like, wait a minute, slow down. Can we get 1 in?
He's going to have college coaches at every game. Everybody's going to want film of every game. He's going to have interviews and requests to talk to media.
He's like living like a rock star right now, so.
He's been offered scholarships by a number of schools. He's already gotten his list down to 6. So he kind of has his pick of places to be able to go.
I didn't know it was gonna blow up. Like I said, I didn't have no friends that went through this process, because my friends is like, they're my peers, they're my age. But I got a great team around me. Like, I got phenomenal coaches and great support from my family, and just, I got great advisors all around me. So, you know, I talked to them to teach me how to manage some of the pressure that was on me and some of the, how it was overwhelming. So it's just more than football with them. It's just how to be a better person.
You know, we talk about being grounded, you know, and a lot of that is your family and your upbringing. You know, Devon is fortunate to have a great family, but we have other players that, you know, that are foster kids. We have other players that don't have a mom or dad at home.
We have tried to keep them balanced and just have fun with it. But the pressure is on him to live up to all the hype. That is why he wanted to just commit and let it all be done.
He had an opportunity to commit right away and say he was a Bruin or anybody else right away. And he and his family chose to see what's out there.
We've been very, very blessed to even have the opportunity, so I think that he should ride it out. He should embrace it. It's like buying like a luxury car. Like, you know, you want to test drive them all.
Aaron Allman is the first and only player I've had that transferred in the middle of a season, especially a senior year. It's the first time it's ever happened, and it was a little shocking.
Because I love my son and I care for his safety and his well-being, I took him out of Diamond Ranch. It was a decision that his father, I, and my brother made. At a football game, 2 new coaches, young guys, 22-year-old guys, belittled my son, threatened him.
So therefore, we felt that warranted him being transferred to another school.
During the Elsinore game, at one point I remember on the sideline, someone said, you know, Aaron's refusing to go back in. I said, well, we'll worry about it later. After the game, my athletic director came up to me and said, you need to go get Aaron. He's going off on one of the coaches.
There were some things said, I wasn't there, but I heard there were some things that were said and it got a little heated.
It was in front of some parents, it was in front of the administrative staff, it was in front of other players. Aaron, because of his actions during a school event, we made a decision to suspend him from our football program, and the administrative team decided to suspend him as a student from school, and which led to, you know, other actions from Aaron's family.
I did not agree with the decision that Diamond Ranch had made. I spoke with them on the issue. I tried to resolve it, and there was no movement on their part. I asked Aaron what he wanted to do along with his mother, and it was agreed that he would transfer into the city for his safety as well.
I discussed with him, I think this will hurt your chances for a college scholarship. I was just unable to convince him to stay. I do know they requested a transfer based on security or safety reasons. We okayed it, signed off that we would not restrict him in any way. Typically, if a student transfers from one school to another and doesn't move, that player would not be eligible to play football. I mean, there's red flags all over that. CIF and the city, you know, sections could mark it with restrictions, and that player would have lost his senior year.
All the paperwork is in. We've done all the paperwork that they required us. It's called a hardship waiver form. As of Friday, we haven't heard anything yet. We understand we're not the only case, so we just have to wait our turn. We're his parent, and we made this decision. We didn't know it was going to happen. It changed. It changed my household composition. Aaron no longer lives with me. So to go from having your son with you every day to seeing him when I can, it's hard.
It's been a very trying time because there's always that element of unknown. So yeah, it's day by day, you know. Mm-hmm.
Quarterback is a very tough spot to recruit. Unlike any other position, colleges really want to know that quarterback. That quarterback is going to be running their team to either success or failure, and at the college level, failure means you get fired.
There's plenty of QBs that I know that have already gotten offers, and I feel like I'm like a good enough quarterback to compete anywhere, so I'm just gonna go out there and play.
His junior year opened some eyes and brought some attention, but his senior year I think is gonna be real important to him.
I've gotten interest from like a wide amount of teams, but like I'm more like the second or third like quarterback they would take, so.
Right now, Daniel does not have an official offer. The colleges that are very interested in him, Rutgers and some of our local ones, all those schools want to see him perform his senior year.
Daniel definitely is hoping that he can be able to be noticed by a college that'll be a good fit for him. It's just one of those things where we're not positive how that's going to work out.
Daniel Kessler is a pocket passer, 6'4", 225 pounds. He's not your running style quarterback, but he's your pro style pocket passer with an incredible arm. He can throw the long ball, he can fire in short balls, but his composure and his intelligence are key for us. Things are crazy sometimes out on the football field. Coaches are crazy. Blitzes are coming at him from every angle, and he just stays calm.
That game time, poised decision making, and what to do in specific situations, he just has it. He just knows.
It's something you can't put a number on, and someone just needs to be at a game and watch him to kind of appreciate it, in my view. We really have had very minimal contact. We've had calls from maybe some smaller schools that have talked to him. But to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised that he hasn't had more.
If it was all just a numbers game, Daniel and a lot of guys would already have full rides, but it's a lot more to that.
Daniel's injury when he was a sophomore, I think did set him back a little bit.
If a kid just lit it up 1 year, they're going to go with a kid who's done it 3 years. And really nowadays, it's that kid who lights it up, running spread offense, running the ball.
The landscape of offense has changed.
How it's changed, so has the recruiting of that position. And I think it's really hurt kids like Daniel who throw the ball and are not that spread quarterback. I think it's just bad football timing for Daniel.
Yeah, coming into a senior year, Aaron was attracting a lot of college recruiters. We had the University of Oregon come out to see him. The Oregon State coaches brought their DB coach to come see him. I know USC and UCLA stopped by. He already had scholarship offers from San Diego State, Colorado State, New Mexico State, Ohio University. So he was drawing a lot of attention going into his senior year. Some of the Pac-10 schools were still felt he had caliber. They want to see a little bit more film and kind of do a little bit more of a background character check. And that's a reason why I was concerned when Aaron transferred. A lot of times when you transfer, the process of getting cleared and eligible to play football, it could really drag out.
You have to have a hardship reason, basically. And our hardship reason was Aaron was threatened by a coach.
If it doesn't go through, then my season's going down the drain pretty much. The scholarships can be pulled, so I was just keep my faith, have prayer on it, and just hopefully it goes through. And it did.
Paul Knox, the head coach at Dorsey High School, called me up and said that Aaron is officially clear that he can play. I didn't want Aaron to think I was panicking, but I was panicking. There's only 4 more games left. We don't have time for a lot of error in playing. We have a small window.
I need to get on the field as soon as possible so I get that game film up to them schools and so I can get my offers in.
Aaron, he grew up, went to elementary school in Diamond Bar here. He went to junior high school in Diamond Bar. and he went 3 years at Diamond Ranch. Going to Dorsey was a totally different environment for him. Going in from here into the inner city was a whole unique experience for him. It took him a minute to adjust.
I mean, everything changed from his geographic location to his bedroom to what he's eating to a new team. And I didn't want this transfer to mess up Aaron's academics. I wanted it to be like a lateral move. He's taken 8 classes instead of 5 that he had at Diamond Ranch. And for him to be a senior, 8 classes is a lot of classes. So his load is big, his load is big.
This past couple of weeks, it's been a tough ride.
It's 3:51. This dude's coming at 4 to come pick us up so we can go on a trip to Oregon. First official visit.
One of the questions that we asked Devon recently was, even if football was not involved, would this place be a good fit for you? Football is a very brutal physical sport. If you were to be injured and you could not suit up and go run out there and have everyone calling your name, would this place still be a good fit for you? 3 things that we kind of looked at. We wanted to make sure they had his major. We wanted to make sure they allowed him to run track. And we wanted to make sure that the school had a support staff that once you became an athlete there, you didn't just fall through the cracks. No one was watching your academics, no one was watching you. So we looked for that support system.
I've played for coaches and I've been around other coaches that they coach football and that's it. Where here we work on leadership skills and work on grades and do all kinds of extra stuff. For Devon, I think he's looking for a very similar situation when he goes to college.
Like, it just matters where I feel like home at. That's all that matters to me with colleges. Just like the environment, the coaches, and how well they do a good job of, making me feel comfortable.
I think that's where a lot of his decision-making process comes from. When he's talking to the wide receiver coach, how close is he with that coach? Does he believe that coach will be there for him when he needs to? Or is that coach going to bring him in and then all of a sudden be back with his seniors and not worry about him as a freshman?
I don't know, they just have to make me feel at home since it's not at home. That's the biggest factor. Because I can fit in anywhere. That's never been a problem for me, is just have to feel comfortable. Once you feel comfortable, then you start to fit in. If you don't feel comfortable, you're never gonna fit in.
Christina, oldest girl in the family, went to University of Utah. Kimberly went to BYU. I went to BYU. My little sister Carolyn went to BYU. David, my younger brother, he went to BYU for a year before he left to serve his mission. I don't necessarily think that us as his older siblings and where we've gone will necessarily influence him as much as the reasons why all the siblings went up to that same typical area.
I think the big factors will be, what kind of environment is that college. I want a school that will have the same values or standards as mine, not messing with my beliefs and stuff.
He's very strong in his beliefs, so I think he's going to have that weigh into his decision factor. But there's somewhere deep down inside of players that yearn to compete, and he's a competitor.
The programs that have a rich tradition of football, to go there to play football, that would be the coolest thing ever. That's just what I've always imagined college being like, being on the big stage,
Utah already has their scholarships offered for quarterback. BYU is looking for a quarterback that can run, and they believe Daniel's not a running quarterback.
Daniel definitely feels conflict. He's trying to decide between going to school in Utah, going to another school that might be better for his football career. He's going to have to obviously do a lot of pondering and praying and soul searching to see what balance between those two goals is going to be the right one.
With Aaron, his dreams is to make it to the NFL, you know, and start on the NFL team. So his goal right now is to get to a D1 school, to get to a major university. As far as Diamond Ranch, the only offers I had saw was there was only a few offers I had saw, okay? Had it been, you know, a major university, you know, actively seeking them, it would have been one thing. But I didn't see it being, I didn't see any serious offers being offered to him at that time. I'll put it that way.
Ladies and gentlemen, the UCLA Bruins proudly recognize
The Washington, the Oregons, the SCs. There's a lot of kids that there's a high school I'm at right now that are getting offers from them, and they hardly even know that I'm at Dorsey right now. So if I would get an offer from any of those major universities, I would commit right then and there. The big schools compared to the small schools is just, when somebody offers you a scholarship, it's always important. Just knowing that somebody offered you makes you feel really wanted. But major universities like the Washingtons, the Oregons, the SCs, it's a different level of competition. Big powerhouse schools, I know they get their players out to the NFL year in and year out, and they will take me to the next level where I need to be.
You know, his goal is to make it to the NFL, but you got to walk before you run. You know, so I would like for him to complete his education, you know, and make that his #1 goal, opposed to playing ball. You know, they should go hand in hand. So that's my goal. But like again, I try to support him. Whatever he wants to do, you know, I support him. But you know, I can't get too caught up in it because I know, you know, it's about money with colleges. I understand the game, you know. I think it's a business. You know, it's a business.
The industry of college football is a moneymaker. If anyone says it's not, they're fooling themselves.
I mean, there's not any question about it. I mean, we turn on the TV, but you're looking at 110,000 people. I mean, they have to park, they have to eat, they have to buy memorabilia.
The colleges license their apparel.
You know, selling T-shirts and sweatshirts and hats.
If they're a Nike school or an Adidas school or an Under Armour school, they make a lot of revenue that way. And of course, alums, big fat cats that want to be part of a program. And then all the television money. That money that you're getting from the Foxes and the ESPNs of the world and the major networks, it feeds all the other programs, whether it be water polo, golf, track and field.
Not only do they generate the revenue from being in the Bowl Championship Series, but also the attention it's, you know, given your school. I mean, as you play in these nationally televised games, it draws more people of interest. I want to go to that school. Now, instead of 20,000 people applied, you have 35,000 people applied. Now the standards to get in, you know, SATs and GPA scores, it goes higher as the program has more success. You know, you take the University of Miami, you know, in the 1980s, that's a small school. And then as they become successful, you look at, I mean, the physical structure and the land and the buildings that are being developed on that money is being generated through the football program.
The money is so great for the schools and the coaches and the programs.
The Oregon University system is reporting record enrollment numbers this year.
That the pressure to win is so big.
You got to promise a national championship and deliver, or someone's getting fired.
Everybody's expendable and they know it. So you got to go out and do what you got to do to win.
You know, at that level, almost all the coaching is the same. You know, at the real big schools, all the facilities are the same. Everything's almost equal. So, you know, the difference in being an outstanding team or a dominant team is going to be how many dominant players you get. And the more you can get, the better it is.
The expression is college coaching, is college recruiting. That's all it comes down to. If you cannot get the best players, it's going to be hard to be competitive on the field.
Alumni donate more money when you have more 5-star recruits. If you're not one of the top recruiting classes, all of a sudden you see some of these financial backers shy away from your program a little bit. if you're trying to pick up TV rights or a shoe contract or those kinds of things, if you're not able to put the best players on the field, the 5-star guys, are you going to be in line to get those deals? So for these assistant coaches that do the recruiting, it's tough. It's not all the glitz and glamour of being on the TV on Saturdays. It's also all that work of getting these 17, 18-year-olds to want to come to your school.
College coaching staff, you can talk about all the coaching techniques and philosophies and everything you want. The #1 criteria without question, you better prove you can recruit.
Colleges are hiring those guys who are personable, who have great personalities, who can connect with student athletes.
Some of these college coaches are the best salesmen on the planet. If they were on Wall Street, they'd be making tons of money there too.
What does a 17-year-old really want to hear? Who does he want to play for? You know, the guy who, looks like a highway patrolman with a mustache, or the guy that they could associate with, someone, who oh, I remember he played in the NFL. I remember when he played in college.
Oregon, with Devon, quickly they got Coach Scott Frost involved. He's the old Nebraska quarterback that he was, big time, and he was very real. Again, just another, plain old guy coming in and talking to kids about, coming to my school. And since then, I think they've got a real close relationship. Devon calls him on a regular basis, emails him. I believe they're even Facebook friends.
He talks to me about more like of other stuff. He don't really talk to me about, yeah, you gotta come here. He's really straightforward and just gonna tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. And that's just, that's what I like. Just tell me the truth whether I like it or not.
You're dealing with a group of men that have families to go home to, and if they don't produce, it's nothing personal, but they're going to fire you and bring in the next guy. It's very cutthroat. You've got to get guys in that can play. You've got to get guys in that can win for you, or you're going to lose your job. The guys who've been at it for a while kind of have a recipe to success for them. They know exactly what their needs are, what fits into the needs of their program, and those are the attributes that they're going to be looking for.
A college recruiter, 50% of it is the eye test, 50% of it is physical. How tall are you? How strong are you? How fast are you? Physically, what you offer, what you have.
Recruiters and college coaches go off of numbers, what you clocked at some combine in your 40.
The measurables all come down to who's the fastest, strongest, biggest, tallest kid. It's after that, it's all subjective. I mean, I think he's very good, but what do you think?
Any coach can go on the internet and find out some measurable things about a kid, but you still have to play.
At the end of the day, these coaches still do the traditional way of evaluating. They want to see game film.
And when that film pops in there, it ain't about the stars at this point. It's about that kid's playmaking ability.
They look at athleticism, explosion, recovery speed.
And then does that kid have the tangibles that you need in order to win football games?
They ask questions like, how's he handle adversity?
Coach, is he a me player? Is he a we player? How tough is he? Give me an example of how tough he is.
Because at the end of the day, a lot of the intangibles are what make a player great.
As a college recruiter, you start with athletic talent, but recruiters always want to know, what is he like off the field?
I can't tell you how many players will be offered on signing day and won't even qualify.
The academic aspect of recruiting is not something that's talked about very often in the newspapers. It's not something that's very talked about outside of our circle, but it's a huge part of what we do.
It's a big thing. I mean, after a recommendation on how well a coach thinks he can play, the first thing almost everybody asks for is, let me see his transcript. You have to be able to produce a transcript that they can see into the future that you're going to be eligible to receive the scholarship. You have to be able to show you're going to make the qualifications.
The academic requirements for the NCAA have actually changed over the years.
And we're talking the old days, a school could bring a kid in.
Recruiter from SC's coming over tonight.
These are our standards, we're gonna let a kid into the school. And the NC2A eventually jumped in and said there has to be, you had to have a 700 and a 2.0. So for people that saw Boys in the Hood, Ricky was looking for that 2.0 and that 700,
Just remember, all you have to do is get over a 700.
As college presidents started to look at that, I mean, a student who has a 2.0 and a 700 in SAT were not being successful in a college football program.
What are you interested in beside playing ball?
They said, we're getting players who are coming into a college who are not graduating. They're being used for their athletic ability, and that's it. I mean, 2.0 in high school and a 700 SAT, is that a person ready to be successful in college? No. So the NC2A said, we're going to raise the standards.
Right now, on a base level, a kid needs a 2.5 with an 820 on the SAT, math and verbal. And they've added what's called the sliding scale, so if you got a higher SAT score, you could have a lower GPA.
Or if you have a higher GPA, the lower the SAT score requirement you need.
But typically, a kid that gets a higher SAT score has a higher GPA. It's usually a correlation.
Really, the play of the athlete takes care of itself. This is the part that takes the most work.
This halftime report is presented.
Aaron, I think he's just doing just enough just to get by. And I says, I don't understand why you think C's is acceptable and it's okay. If you're not average on the field, why do you think it's okay to be average in the classroom? Aaron's a student athlete. He's not just an athlete. This is not the pros. You are a student athlete. And I think he's just doing just enough because he always constantly looking at, okay, with my SATs, I only have to have this and I'm okay. That's what he's doing. I tell him all the time, you can't make it in high school, how you going to make it in college?
The grades is a big stepping stone to get to college. Without the academics, there's no college football.
Aaron's biggest obstacle going into his senior year to getting a scholarship was really academics. At that time, he still didn't have the GPA requirements and SAT scores that would make him a college scholarship eligible athlete. He really had to finish up strong and show the universities that he is making an improvement, that he will qualify. Some schools will say, like a San Diego State did, a Colorado State did, New Mexico State did, he's close enough, we see he's progressing, we're gonna offer. Some schools were saying, we gotta see it.
Aaron is like right there at the door, right there. And this is it. This is it. He realized this is it.
Football's important, but I think if you step back and look at the big scheme of life, there's a lot of things that are important. And our membership and participation in our church is just one of the most important things to us.
Well, we're heading over to the Christians, friends of ours, the Christianson's house. We serve as their home teachers. For me as the dad, I use this opportunity to help your young guys learn how to teach and talk about things like this. It helps prepare them for their missions.
Daniel plans on serving a 2-year mission.
Well, I have a little lesson for you guys. And the topic is called "The Lord Needs Missionaries."
He has a brother that's serving as a missionary right now in Portugal. Daniel's planning and wanting and hoping for that same experience.
As a young man at 19 years old, we're expected to serve missions, and that is a unique spot where a lot of the college coaches and scouts see that as a negative.
What do you do with these Mormon kids if they want to go on their missions?
Such service is a priesthood duty, an obligation the Lord expects of us who have been given so very much. Young men.
Some may view that whole issue as just, I don't want to deal with it. Let's move on to another kid.
Now, some of you may feel that they have more important priorities. Well, do I remember the Lord's promise? For them that honor me, I will honor.
How much it's affected Daniel in his recruiting process, we don't know. Definitely has not helped his case, though. This
season, Daniel has certainly exceeded my hopes. In the southern section, like 570 or something teams, he's the top-rated passer in terms of yardage and touchdowns. I just have to think he's being noticed.
To see Aaron play, you know, Crenshaw and you know, Locke and Taft, to see him play those schools, to play that kind of talent, where everybody on the field, for the most part, is quick, athletic, it was incredible.
Aaron came in, he was able to start for us, became a starting player.
For him to come in there and crack that lineup, it showed a lot about his overall determination and his athleticism.
First 70 games, we had a record of 6-1. We lost early in the year, and then we started to get rolling. We played some great teams, and we beat them. But then we went to CIF, and first round we got knocked off. We were down 21-0 at half. We ended up the last play of the game. We had an opportunity to tie it. So that was a pretty tough one to end on. Not a very good feeling, but you know, it was a good year.
I believe that I finished strong. Coming in as the new guy, I just had to play my own game and the little span that I had.
Not being able to play early, missing a bunch of games, I think that's kind of hindered him. The recruiters that recruit our school didn't know as much about him, I think. And I think he really was going to have to, you know, do something eye-popping to catch their view.
It hurts pretty bad. All that work, all that time that you put in to get there and lose, yeah, it sucks. You know, I have to say, like, let's just like turn the chapter, you know. I'm done with that part of my life, high school football, and so now, you know, it's time to move on. I don't have time to look back, honestly, I don't.
Well, right now I'm just gonna keep working, you know, practicing football and, you know, staying in shape.
Making a lot of phone calls, hearing from a lot of coaches, making some trips.
And just let my body rest and relax. Then I'll start focusing on colleges and all the other stuff. UCLA, USC, and Oregon. And that's pretty much it. It was my final, no more.
I called the recruiting coordinator from Oregon State, and he told me they still have interest in me, but they want to see at the end of the season what's going to fall.
Multiple colleges have told me that I was on their list, but they're choosing from a few guys. Basically, I'm just wait and see now, you know.
To be done with the high school career, it hasn't hit me yet, because I'm still in high school, but I'm pretty sure it'll hit me soon. It just hasn't hit me yet, so I don't know.
I feel like that I've closed a chapter of my life. And I feel good about myself, how I played my whole high school career. But I will miss those Friday night lights. And I just hope that everything I did so far will get me to a better place.
Four years went by like that.
Daniel Kessler, the best quarterback I've ever coached here in 15 years. I can say that.
The whole week after school, it was just like, I was just like missing something in my life. Right after we lost, I was just like, wow, I can't believe it's over now. I was pretty sad that it was gonna be the last time, you know, that all my family was gonna be there and to support me at the high school games. I never thought it was gonna end. I was just hoping it would just keep on going forever. But it had to end at one point.
High school football 15, 20 years ago was about memories. It was about playing with your buddies and being able to come and meet 20 years later and say, do you remember the game where we do this? Now their memories are going to be, I went to this combine, this camp, trained with this private guy to make me faster, did this. We competed all year from January through the summer. I mean, it's now full-on hard driving competition to be the best. It used to be you got a scholarship and moved forward because you were just a better athlete. What's happened in today's world is with the private camps and instructors and speed camps and trainers, everybody's goal is to become a pro, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. In today's age, a player needs to market himself. Going to a camp, going to a combine, it's like applying for a job. You are doing a job interview, and you're going there and you're laying everything what you have on the line, and you get one shot at it. You know, the way the recruiting process is now, how the money is filtering down into even high school level, it is moving at light speed. I think it's just today's world now.
You've got to do a lot of work in the off season. I've been doing some running programs, you know, like footwork stuff. And I've also been working with Steve Clarkson, the quarterback coach who's worked with a bunch of prestigious quarterbacks.
Steve Clarkson's company called Claremont High School asking about Daniel. Now, I don't know if, it's because we've heard about this hot prospect, Daniel Kessler, or if it was just they had his name, and they call every high school. But for whatever reason, they called, so I followed up on that, and he had to actually try out. And he did, and did very well, enough to where they wanted to work with him.
I'll usually bring a few receivers from my high school. I'll have them run some routes, and he really has me do like each route like millions of times. It's so tiring. And he'll watch me and like critique like every like little thing. Repetition, repetition, and then it becomes normal.
My goal when we first contracted with Steve Clarkson was to get his fundamentals grounded and improved so that he could have the look that, they typically like a certain look, and so that's what we needed to work towards.
I think it's amazing that anyone can balance it. All the off-season training, all the weightlifting inside the weight room, all the treadmill running, all the speed training. To become an elite athlete now, to stay up with everybody, it seems like you have to train all year.
There are professional trainers that make their living off of training high school kids. Local companies that get these kids to pay $400, $500, $600, $800, a month to go in and do training on special treadmills to help decrease their 40 time.
I mean, coaches are going to clinics now to find out the best ways to create a faster, quicker, stronger athlete.
Let's go, remember, just everything low. I'm not worried about the speed right now. I just want the good route, good crispy route.
And you also now have a certain skill training going on now that they didn't have in the past.
You can get some really good technical instruction, and some guys are really good coaches out there.
In the cover two, if I'm a DB, and I see you, and it looks like you're still accelerating, and all of a sudden, blah, 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 blah. It's hard, man.
Aaron trained with the B2G Elite Camp, and I thought it helped Aaron tremendously.
We teach our guys from a technical standpoint, from a football IQ standpoint.
It really allowed him to become more of an athlete, which made himself more marketable or more sellable to the college recruiters. It made him a better prospect.
Beat you on three. 1, 2, 3.
Those things that coaches want to see, we're putting these kids in position to display those things.
If you're going to be accomplished in something, it takes a lot of time and dedication. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But You don't want to burn them out. The fact that they can't have any time off and where it's a job and they learn to hate it. So you want to have balance.
I think Daniel balances it really, really well. Now, when he came in, Daniel played football, basketball, and baseball, all three sports. But by the time going into his junior year, he knew that he wanted to be a quarterback for football. And so him and his parents made the decision to focus on football. And that's when he turned into the kid that trained pretty much all year to get to be an elite quarterback.
Steve Clarkson put on a showcase for some college coaches. Daniel participated. It wasn't his best day, for sure. I didn't think his throws were a little high. But he showed something, apparently. Steve Clarkson told me later that Norm Chow at UCLA had come up to him to ask about Daniel. And Coach Clarkson had indicated that Daniel may have an opportunity to participate in some kind of walk-on event that UCLA was going to be putting on after signing day. So, I mean, that was nice. It was nice to have some interest there. When we looked at Steve's business and what he does, the potential to be noticed was a huge factor. Knowing that at the right time he would be a guy that they would come to, Steve Clarkson would be the kind of guy that could reach out and really get people to pay attention. That's just, that makes all the difference.
The more exposure you get, the more ways you can get yourself exposed and your ability shown, the better.
Exposure.
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 If I'm UCLA and I've never seen, Joe Smith, then I'm not going to recruit him, period. So how are you able to be seen?
Give me 5 quarterbacks. Give me 5 wide outs. Here we go.
The camps have become fixtures of what people are basing recruiting on, and recruiting lists are being made off of all these camps and combines.
If you could compete in as many camps as you can, get into the specific school camps, the special elite camps or passing league tournaments, it helps promote your name.
There's all types of places that are going to evaluate athletes, and the colleges are paying for that information.
I want the top 200 quarterbacks in the United States. I buy it. I want the top 200 defensive ends. I buy it.
And they'll pay a pretty penny for it, too.
Exposure is everything. At the same time, the kid has to really know which events to choose to really maximize their exposure.
I mean, Henry, I almost had him on speed dial. I'm a single parent, and to be able to call them and ask them questions, I mean, the information is priceless. And for sure, B2G has their own camp, so for sure they want you to go to their camp as well.
The guys that consistently work out with us earn scholarships. That's what we tell parents. You put the commitment in, it's easy for us to get on the phone and make a phone call because we can go to bat for you.
B2G, they know a lot of people.
Very personal relationship that we have with several university coaches. And, we put kids in situations where they probably wouldn't normally get an opportunity, through our relationships.
B2G helped me a lot on and off the field just to know how the system works, recruiting works.
Aaron has asked me to help him with just really understanding the process, understanding realistically what he can do. I, personally told him to reach out to the universities that offer scholarships to him prior to make sure that he knows, what the situation is. Most kids need to understand that if there's somebody that's willing to pay for your education, you definitely need to take a look at that. And so that's the conversation that we've had now. It's more so with the SEs, UCLA, hey, if they come around, awesome. If not, then, there's always other options that still can be in place to keep your career going.
Henry Bell knows a lot about what is needed to make it to the next level. He's going to be a big impact for me in my football career going forward.
A lot of kids out there don't have the resources, don't have family that other kids have. And anybody who's influential in their life, a trainer, a coach, anybody who can come around and help them, I think is good for them.
Part of it's a personal relationship, but also part of it is it's a business venture. Let's take B2G. I really think they're out to get player scholarships, and I'm all for that. I love the fact that they're doing that. But you know, they're not doing it for free. You know what I mean? You're doing it for a profit, so it becomes a business. So if my company is about training athletes, I need to start getting kids scholarships. I want to put on my flyer, look, Mom, Dad, you sign your kids up with me and your child will be the next one.
I'm going to promote the fact that I know a lot of college coaches and I have a lot of ins at different colleges.
The more you pay, the more you're going to get the exposure on both ends. You're going to get good training, and you're going to also get a pipeline of certain scouts and certain conferences. Let's just say trainer A is the guy you want to go see, where you know you may be tied into a couple different offensive coordinators in a couple different regions. That guy's going to have more contacts with certain people in higher positions that can get your kid that look.
Football is still the only sport where you have college recruiters come to the campus and do the recruiting based off those games. Basketball, baseball, volleyball, softball, soccer, those are all club and travel teams that get the scholarships.
Basketball is a prime example. I mean, being on the AAU team is more important than being on the high school team now. That's where the recruiting is done, and I just hope football is not going that way, but I'm seeing it, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. And I even know the NCAA is worried about that. I've talked to them, some NCAA enforcement people, about the passing leagues, the traveling team passing leagues, all the camps and combines and all of that. Their concern was like my concern, is that it's going to get to basketball where it's almost out of their control. They can't control it anymore.
We have a huge budget issue in schools right now. There's some schools that are going to pull football out because it's an expensive sport with, you know, liability and everything. So when you do that, when you start pulling money back out of high schools, then you start having to have the private sector come in.
You know, youth sports, if you want to play competitive, you have to pay. I mean, just like travel ball, you have to. You have to. I mean, I coached girls softball for a long time, and then yet I had to pay money to have my daughter go to a private hitting coach. You know, it's at a point where if you want to be competitive, you have to go to those private ones, because if you're not, someone's getting better and you're not. You know, if you don't play competitive travel or club, are you going to get better? If you're never around better talent, we're getting in situations where 9, 10-year-old boys and girls are, you know, being selected by their athletic ability to play at a higher level and be told at a young age, you're better than so-and-so, so you shouldn't play with them. By the time they're hitting high school, you know, the parents are already shopping them from one high school to the next to see which program's gonna be the best based solely on sports. I think we're kind of getting away from why do we sign our children up for youth sports? I mean, what are we trying to get out of that team sports?
You know, the way it seems to be moving, private sector training, and the way you have to be trained early on, and, you know, all the emphasis is on winning and getting the scholarship and being the best, being the fastest, and all those things. That's just really the stamp of what America does with sports. We will do whatever it takes to make us be better. If we can be the champion or get the golden prize at the end, which, I don't know, is it for little guys that are Pop Warner, it's I'll be the starter in high school. For high school, it's I'll get the D1 scholarship. For D1, it's I'll get the NFL, you know, contract. So people have gotten to the point where they'll do whatever it takes to do that, to be that person.
I had never heard of this before, but Daniel was invited a little over a year ago now to the U.S. Army Combine. He participated at the Alamo Bowl there, and at that Combine there was different vendors. One of them was the NCSA.
The NCSA website, it's a profile that the coaches can search and look at that player's numbers and all that stuff. I look at what coach from what school has viewed my highlight tape, and then I'll send them an email. You got to get yourself out there, get your name out there.
Utah State, Eastern Washington, we've gone back and forth with them, and they've responded to us. Southern Virginia's, made that offer to them now, and they only looked at them once here.
It was awesome to get, a few days ago, my first offer from Southern Virginia University. It was kind of like, finally, but, I'm grateful and glad just to get at least this interest.
They're an NAIA school, so the big question for Daniel is, what level does he want to play? Does he want to play at NAIA level or Division III level? Until we're completely done with this whole series, I will say that that's a Division I quarterback.
One of the things that attracts us to this school is because it's owned by Mormon group, and so they obviously are going to support Daniel trying to go on his church mission and so forth. And so that's nice, but it also gives them a place to play. Of course, I'd rather have University of Utah, so that's closer by. So we'll see what happens.
The internet has really changed the landscape of the recruiting business, period.
The internet is just, taking it to a whole nother level.
You have great exposure everywhere now. Kids that would never have been seen ever now can do their own tape, put it on YouTube or whatever, and get seen.
I could email a coach and say, hey coach, I got a great football player, good academics, everything else. Could you please just evaluate them and let me know? And then he clicks onto a link and then the player plays.
If a coach has a lead on a player, he's going to be able to go to Rivals.com, Scout.com, or ESPN.com and get tape on him and see tape. And that is where it really helps the kid get his exposure, is getting onto these websites.
Now the internet has made these kids instant celebrities right when they get their first article written about them.
People follow this recruiting stuff religiously. Oh, he's going to UCLA's camp. Does that mean he likes UCLA? Oh, he's going to Texas camp. Does that mean he likes Texas? The websites cover the camp, so the players go there hoping that an alleged recruiting guru sees something they like in him, then they get written up and you get your name. All of a sudden, you're on the map. And then you're in the pool of those lucky few that get those scholarships at the end of the year.
How's recruiting going for you?
It's cool. It's cool. It gets hectic sometimes.
Yeah.
But we try not to. We try to alleviate it sometimes. Try not to let it get to us and stay on our game plan.
I think because he's been known, I think that will help him at the next level. Because he kind of created a little buzz for himself. It's part of that, that NFL pipeline grooming thing, like getting you ready for the next steps. I think it will help shape him into the man he needs to be.
I'm building my brand. I'm getting ready. Athleticism don't last forever. We all know that. But while you have it, use it in all angles. So I'm building my brand. We're in Florida. It's All-Star Weekend basically for the top high school football players in the nation. The Under Armour All-American All-Star Game. It's on national TV, and I'm committing on national TV tomorrow. It's a chance. I think it's a chance for me to get on national TV and meet new people and just have fun and, BD Black.
From Summit High School in Montana, California, number 12, wide receiver,
Today, with the way that the publicity is out there, the media, money has never been such a big part of sports as it is now. We see that at the pro level. Well, youth sports is starting to have money take over as well.
High school football has become a big business. ESPN2 now is doing high school football games. The Army All-American game, national televised game. The Under Armour game, national televised game.
With TV, that's more eyeballs watching. That means there's more people that might buy your product.
You know, right now, the apparel companies are huge in high school, huge. The sponsorships and things like that coming down through Nike, Adidas, Under Armour.
It's just following suit with everything else. You know, I think it filters down from the professional levels all the way down to the youth, and it's just something that, you know, we as a society have bought into, and I don't think there's a way to stop it. You know, I think it's just how you deal with it, how you prepare your athletes, you know, given the world we live in, because it's ever changing, and you got to be able to stay with and maintain the change and be successful within it in order to survive.
Let's go down to Lowell Galindo is standing by with Devon Blackman.
And for Devon Blackman, the number 4 athlete in the ESPN U150, it's down to Oregon, UCLA, and USC. Devon, who's it going to be?
Have to be OU, baby.
There you have it, the Oregon Ducks. Oh, and look at that, the Quack Attack Beaks coming out. What was it about the Ducks that made you want to sign up?
When I went there for my trip,
Last 6 months has been crazy. Has been unexpected. It's been a ride. You got the season that we played, and you got the different colleges that come at you, and you got the more notoriety you're getting, and then you got the Facebook messages, the friends, the haters, the friends that's not really a friend, they're just your friend. And you got the genuine, honest people that's there for you, but sometimes you shut them out. It's just been life. Just like, welcome to this life, basically. Getting me ready for it. That's pretty much what it is.
One of the things that I value as a coach is I believe that if I can teach you the small things in terms of discipline and accountability and respect, through those things we can build character. With me, that's really what it's all about, you know, being able to say, you know, 3 years from now, did I learn anything from the game of football? Did I learn anything from my coaches that prepared me for this job interview I got to go to, and I have not gotten a job and I've went into 7 different interviews? Do I quit now or do I keep pushing forward? You know, a sickness in the family, you know, a husband and wife getting divorced, the challenges that you're going to face. You hope you build enough character in these young men and women that they learn something from you, and it's not all about athletics, it's not all about wins and losses, it's about the character that you can build within the individuals that'll help them go on and be great people.
The recruiting thing is an individual thing, and if you're out there really just thinking about being recruited, it's a I, and me, and you know, and those are all the opposite things that we're trying to teach in athletics.
Why did you sign your son up? Why did you sign your daughter up to play sports when they were little, when they were young, when they were 6 and 7, you know, when they were 9 years old? I mean, was it about, we got to make sure this student, you know, that my son or daughter gets a scholarship? You know, I mean, I still think teaching competition and the work ethics to be competitive and be successful are still life lessons, but it just seems like there's a lot of pressure on these, you know, young boys and girls to be successful on the field. And the scariest thing to me is you see those parents who are so motivated, so passionate, and then you hear about the kid, you know, he's getting D's and F's on his report card, and you're like, well, if you're that passionate about it, put that same time, effort, passion, everything else into the academics. And that trend is kind of scaring me.
You know, it sure has changed over the last 20, 30 years, and how football is viewed, even at the high school level with Pop Warner and everything, you know, but it's going to change even more. And I would hate to see the values of high school football change, because it's such a pride in our community, such a pride in our school. You know, I really would like to see it stay the way it is as much as possible, because I sure like a Friday night football game at your local high school against you know, your rivals that are down the street, and the excitement that provides for the sport. You know, so I hope it doesn't change, but I see it really going in a different direction.
In the beginning of the season, my main goal was to get an offer from a Pac-10 school. I was pretty certain that would be the case until the incident that I had to transfer to Dorsey, and I think that kind of hurt me a little bit. But I had the opportunity to play football, about 5 games, I think. Yeah, I just have to make the best of it. So right now, just moving forward and just staying positive right now, having keep faith. So.
I understand it's a process, and which signing day means is that you can sign on the dotted line. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to sign. I think he's going to wait. Next week is getting ready for finals. Numerous coaches said they're just waiting. I think they're waiting for his SAT scores, and they're waiting for his grades for this semester. So we need to bring up the grade point average as high as possible. This is extremely important to us right now. Put this in there till we're ready. And he understands.
Hey Coach, how you doing? This is Aaron Allman from Dorsey High School. I was just giving you a call just to update you on what's going on right now. I just put up my highlight reel right now, and I'm going to send you an email with a link so you can be able to look it up as soon as possible. Can you give me a call back, please, and so we can talk about the more paperwork and stuff I need to get to you. All right, thank you.
Well, Thursday, Norm Chow gave me a call, really, out of the blue.
Norm Chow is a new offensive coordinator at the University of Utah.
There wasn't even really a progression from, oh, Utah's interested, oh, Utah wants Daniel to come. It was kind of just like, skip the whole thing, and Norm Chow just showed up and said, oh yeah, hey, we want you to come play at Utah.
I don't know how it happened. I just know that it did happen. I'm going to be going to University of Utah next year.
Really, there's 2 sides to how Daniel found his way to Utah. One is with Steve Clarkson, his relationship with Norm Chow. The other, I think, is Coach Collins' efforts. Coach Collins had a significant role.
I called Aaron Roderick, who is a recruiting coordinator out here for Utah, and told him about Daniel.
And pointed out to him that Daniel would be interested in going there as a priority walk-on.
Within 2 hours, they called me back and said they would make a position for him for priority walk-on.
I've learned what a preferred walk-on is. I had no idea what it was on last Thursday. It is a spot on the roster. You are going to be on the team. It's not a tryout. You're just paying your way. You're not getting the scholarship dollars. But in every other way, he'll be just like the scholarship kids, getting the same treatment as the other players on the team.
So yeah, I gave Coach Roderick from Utah a call today at lunch in Coach Collins' office, and just wanted to make it official that my intentions are to go with the priority walk-on at Utah. Feels pretty good, knowing that you've got a place, that you're wanted there, possibly earning a scholarship later on and getting a shot at some playing time in the Pac-12. Also a place that's comfortable with me going on a mission. So it's really, I couldn't ask for anything more than that.
right, National Signing Day is tomorrow. Any surprises that we need to look for tomorrow?
Well, the big thing around here
Signing on National Signing Day is bigger than just attention and all that. It's bigger than that.
You know, I think ever since you start playing football, you start to look forward to, you know, all these guys. Oh, that guy signed there, that guy signed there. It's kind of what every football player, I guess, wants.
It's a lot of kids that don't get to sign on signing day. They don't even get the opportunity to have a scholarship offer or to play or move on. However, there are a certain amount who get to move on, and it's a big thing for them. Be able to sign and get a full ride scholarship to the college of their dreams or their choice on signing day.
Signing day, that's when everything's gonna change. It's the turning point, just like, okay, this is my life. This is it. No looking back, no looking back. It's time.
Well, I think our staff did a great job of selling the message and getting the personal relationships built. And I think our kids, when the kids came on campus, I think our kids did a great job of selling what we're trying to teach. And I think they saw it within our players, and I think the whole organization.
Great, thanks so much. Law?
We are rolling right along on the recruiting trail here in our coverage of National Signing Day.
Oh, it's 7. Hey, Mom, it's 7.
How do you separate from the pack when it's that stacked? We'll let you know.
These are my Ustream viewers. Right now, they just on there talking to me. Mostly Duck fans, the Duck family. That's pretty much it. That's the actual letter of intent.
Wait, don't sign it yet. I need to get my camera out. Did you call Scott?
No.
He said call him right before you send it.
Hello? What up, Coach? Nothing, just chilling, debating on whether should I sign with USC or Oregon. I need some motivation, man. Can you help me? I don't, you know, it was good up until now, man. I don't think I want to leave. I'm getting cold feet. Alright, I'm gonna quit playing with you. Hey, so what do? Do we just sign it and fax it to you? They said I gotta call you before I sign, so I was just making sure I called you.
No, I just wanted to make sure I knew it was coming because I'm making sure Phil Knight knows here. What you should do is when we get it, I'll call you back and I'll put you on the phone with him and you can tell him you're about to help us win a championship.
Alright, so I'm finna sign it right now then, and I'll fax it.
Okay, when we get it, I'll call you right back.
Alright. Finna show the letter of intent.
T.
T, what?
Don't worry about that.
I am very worried about it.
Why?
These are my fans. I'm gonna be with them for 4 years, not you, Mom.
So what? You gonna be asking me for shit. Not them.
Is that it? That's all?
Nope, I have to sign.
Camera's gonna be on. It's signed. It's official. I'm a duck.
Yay, he's a duck.
He's a what? Oh, yeah.
This is the best reality show I've ever seen.
All right, it is official.
honey. Woo-hoo! Come here, baby. The most important one.
It's not like you're signing your signature. It's just like you're signing your life. Everything I've done in high school, everything that's happened in high school, it's over. It's a new chapter in my life, a new beginning. I've just felt rejuvenated. I felt closer to my dreams, like, okay, it's one step closer, one step closer.
What up? What up, Uncle Phil? I'm chilling.
I just pulled a letter to get out of the practice sheet. I'm really looking forward to seeing you play football and run track.
Yes, sir. Hey, Uncle Phil, I got some ideas for Nike.
Okay, good.
As soon as I get up there, I want to talk to you first so we can rap about this.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Oh yeah, and ask Scott about my smile. It's Colgate. It's Colgate.
The reason that we want to do this on campus is we want to make sure we thank everybody, because it wasn't Devon that just walked on campus and all of a sudden he has a scholarship. It was a lot of help from a lot of people, from the teachers and the administrators and the counselors and everybody on campus, you know, not to mention his coaches and his team. So this is a big day for him, but it's also a big day for us.
You know, I just have a great team. Like with them, my stars have aligned in like a magnificent way, like, you know, hands down. So I was just thankful for that. You know, I would like to thank my parents for putting up with me, because I know I'm hard to deal with at times. My family makes a lot of sacrifices for me. They make a lot. And I know my mom makes a lot of sacrifices. Like, she's a very strong woman. And it takes a strong woman to raise a strong man.
We've had a lot of support. We had a network, like a web of people, a web of influence from the time he was really little, watching and looking and putting in this positive energy. And I think that's the key in his success, is making sure that you have people like that to back you.
With Aaron, from what I understand, all the offers that he had on the table are gone. Anything new will be unrealistic. Right now, there is no options for scholarship offers for him.
Back to where I was in the 10th grade. I'm getting myself out again, pretty much. Back to square one. There's a lot of choices that I could have made that have put me in a better situation, decisions that I could have did differently. I think about that a lot. If I'd have stayed at Diamond Ranch, probably would have been a total different outcome. At Dorsey, I don't think it was harder academically. I just had to take Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 all over again. I also had to take physics and pre-calculus, which I didn't take at Diamond Ranch, so it's a lot of classes I had to take. But I think it just motivated me to work harder, just to get what I need to get, just to get into college. However, right now, I don't know where I stand up in the eligibility in the clearinghouse.
I was concerned when Aaron transferred. Academically, he was already a question mark. When he transferred, it made Aaron more of a question mark. If I'm a college recruiter, it makes it very difficult for me to turn around and offer you a scholarship.
Always the academic situations are going to be foremost. And if there's some red flags there, if you're, a guy that's borderline or a mid-level player, then, they're going to move on to the next guy.
Bottom line, get your grades.
What's up, Daniel?
Good to see you, man.
So funny.
Ready, man?
Yeah, pretty excited.
Working for this, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm just grateful. So blessed to have this.
Seriously, that's what I'm saying. God,
It's looking out for me.
Thank you very much for coming out today. We have 2 Division I athletes that are signing, and I just want to say that these guys represent what's best at Claremont. They come from great families. So we have Daniel Kessler right here, who has been accepted to and is going to the University of Utah to play quarterback.
I do not think I could have imagined this sort of a situation happening.
These guys go ahead and sign.
I couldn't write this script having nothing and then a school, a place that would be like so perfect just come into the picture all of a sudden.
It's it's a really dream come true kind of a thing for him. And for me as the dad, seeing him have that opportunity to be there and be playing with the big boys at a top Division I program, in a place where we want to be, it is a dream come true. It really is. Still, at the next level, there's things for sure that can be pitfalls. I'm not discounting that at all, but I have a lot of confidence in Daniel that he understands what he's trying to accomplish with his life. I think he's pretty grounded that way, and actually I'm positive that sports has helped Daniel to have that. I think for all young people, when they do something and do something well, whether it's sports or music, or that they have a sense of feeling like they can accomplish things with their life, and the things that can be accomplished with groups of people and only with groups of people. So there's a myriad of things that Daniel's learned through his sports experience that he will draw from, even if he stopped today and never did anything else, that it would help him all through the years.
This. We hope these guys, when they go on, we want them to play. We want to see them on TV. But we better remember, and this thing is about education, and the biggest thing that they can do for us is get a diploma. Okay, remember, I always tell everybody that in high school, it's a game and it's fun. In college, it's a job. And if you get to go to professional, then it's a business. And you already better remember that. You are going to put your body on the line for 5 years, and you're going to get nothing back for that but a diploma. So you better make sure that you take care of all the business that you can while you're at that school. Take everything that school legally can give you, okay? Because they are going to take everything from you, believe me. All right, here's what we're going to take.
It's a huge disappointment not signing.
Charlotte!
However, can't look back and be stuck in the past.
I think Aaron is learning now that attitude is everything, and it can make or break you. And I think he had to learn the hard way about it. And so now he learned, now it's time to move on and find out what's out there that's going to help him continue to grow in his career. I would love to see Aaron play at a major university. I think he's more than capable of playing at a major university, but sometimes some kids' paths are a little different than others.
I think Aaron put all his eggs in one basket.
I wouldn't say I'm vain, but I see myself as too much of my talents, too much of an athlete just to go to a small Division I.
Well, the three that had already offered, I think that because he acted like he wasn't interested in them, they said, well, maybe we ain't interested in you. And now we're left with nothing.
If this whole situation occurred again, I probably would take that scholarship. Just work my tail off at that school and get the exposure that I need to make it to the league.
Everybody, you have to have goals. And that's fine that Aaron has a goal, but the odds of a kid going from high school to college to the NFL is like almost slim to none. I'm going to make sure, or we're going to make sure as well when he goes to college, that we also focus on that plan B, because I want him to graduate, and I want him to if football doesn't pan out, to have a career, to have that college degree, to have something to fall back on.
It's been very challenging trying to overcome the situation I've been through. Not too many college coaches were coming after me after the transfer. However, I'm still staying positive and trying to get my message out to them. And I'm still the person I was before the transfer. And I can play for them. I can play pretty much anywhere in the nation with my talents and my mindset.
This year was extremely hard for us. It took more out of us, or it required more than we even imagined. Every kid is an individual, and every kid they have different needs and requires different stuff. And Aaron needed much, much more than I gave him at that last minute. I would talk to Aaron all the time and say, "You're okay," and of course I guess he was going to say yes, he's okay, but he wasn't okay. He wasn't. I guess he felt alone, that I wasn't there for him. I gave him a lot to chew on. I did. It took a lot out of us. It took, I think our relationship suffered a lot, and that's the sad part. That's the reason why I'm crying. There's no redos. We can't do this over. This is it. And I wanted his last, because he's my baby. He's the youngest. I wanted this to be so exciting and so fulfilling to him and for him, and it doesn't seem like it's going that way. So.
What's done is done. Just gotta keep going. It's a lot of woulda, shoulda, coulda, but the decisions you make will stick with you for the rest of your life.